Am I a Nazi? If you're familiar with me, you'd probably say no. I'd say no, but if you're looking for Nazis, you might end up saying that I am. When it comes to political name-calling, the two most common ones thrown at me are leftist and Nazi. The latter one I'm even on a few lists for. The latest being an anti-fascist list of Nazis I was put on due to the fact that I have a verified account on the Gab social network. So, if you want to say I'm a Nazi, or you're trying to figure out whether I am or not, you've got some sources to prove it with, and I have no idea how I'd prove I'm not one. How do I prove I don't believe something, especially when you can disregard what I'm saying as an attempt to avoid punishment for my beliefs? I've been called a crypto-fascist plenty of times, both by people who think it's a bad thing and by people who think that's good. I've been thinking about this since Richard Spencer, who is often called the leader of the alt-right, got sucker punched while being interviewed following Trump's inauguration. People were asking him things, and then out of nowhere, someone runs in and slugs him in the face. What stuck with me was what he was being asked and his answers.
The leftist protesters, no, I'm not a neo-Nazi.
You like black people?
Well, why do you
sure.
Why do you say neo-Nazis love you if you're not a neo-Nazi?
Neo-Nazis don't love me, they kind of hate me, actually.
The KKK, neo-Nazi.
Those people don't like me,
Are you
to be
like
honest.
the hipster version of the neo-Nazi movement?
It's, Pepe's become...
My answers wouldn't really be any different. Ask me if I'm a neo-Nazi, I'd say no. Ask me if I like black people, I'd be like, yeah, sure, okay, weird question. Point out that the people with Pepe avatars and stuff commenting my videos maybe, and be like, oh look, neo-Nazis like you. I'd be saying, I don't think neo-Nazis really like me. And then, blam.
Kind of a symbol.
He gets punched in the face, and the attack is celebrated all over social media. Now, I don't personally support punching people out of nowhere with no warning for their beliefs, but I'm going to be straight with you folks. This video isn't about that. This is a very selfish video. A video where I'm going to be asking a favor from a bunch of people. You see, while based on what I've read and listened to, Richard Spencer and I don't share very many beliefs, I am nonetheless often dropped into the same basket as him. Normally, I wouldn't care. Call me a Nazi, a white nationalist, a white supremacist, whatever. That's your problem. If you want to be wrong, you go ahead and be incorrect about me and my beliefs. Unfortunately though, I'm starting to have to care about these labels, these badges people are figuratively pinning onto me, because apparently they now mean it's okay to physically assault me out of nowhere. This is potentially a bit of a problem. What I mean is, we've now got some popular people saying things like, I am 100% fine with the punching of white supremacists in the face. I'll gladly be your problem. And violence is never the answer, unless you're a real honest-to-God Nazi. Then you get punched while talking about Pepe. Dude, could you not support sucker punches coming at me from those who believe I am those things, please? I gotta say, it's a bit surreal to see someone whose goofy gaming vids I used to watch now encouraging extremists to engage in political violence against me. Might not seem to you like that's what you're doing, but the people who are going to be doing the punching like that are the kind of people who consider me to be a fascist. So could you please do me a little favor and be more specific when you're inciting violence? Thanks. Just name who you want to see get hurt so the rest of us don't have to deal with the labels that are forced onto us, putting us in danger. I'd rather you, and tons of others, didn't sincerely advocate violence to achieve your political goals, but if you're going to, could you please just be a smidge more specific? I'm a big guy for you, and I can handle myself. I've got a shaved head and do kind of look like a Nazi, to be fair. But if I don't know it's coming and get hit in the throat, what can I do? Once I'm smeared, as I already have been a few times, what can I do to get rid of this target that's been painted on my back, which now justifies attacks against me? The cowardly ass covering of Jesse Cox and many others, just picking him out because he stood out to me personally, as someone who used to watch all his videos, is creating a potentially deadly problem for me. If you meant to say, Richard Spencer believes this, this and this, so I approve of people physically assaulting him, then please say that. You're more likely to get in trouble for being so honest and specific about who you wish harm to, but playing around with the increasingly meaningless Nazi label emboldens everyone who thinks I'm a Nazi, or who could look me up on a list of Nazis. And I gotta say that I really don't appreciate that. So, if you're one of the many people celebrating and calling for more Nazis to get clubbed, could you please list exact names and identities so myself and others who you should really have no beef with don't get caught in the crossfire? Or, even better, just stop being thugs. Thanks. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.